Hey beautiful souls, it's your bruddaZen bringing you another pick a card reading. And for this reading, we're going to be bringing in the energy of the equinox. At the time I'm recording this video, we're right at the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere and the fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. But of course, this energy will follow the video throughout time. The equinox really is the only time when both the northern and the southern hemisphere experience roughly the same amount of daytime and nighttime. So for this reading, we're just going to be asking Creator and Spirit, where can you use some more light in your life? You'll have a choice between 3 different readings. You can always choose as many as you want. Timestamps for everything's listed down below, so if you want to leap forward to another reading, you definitely can do so, but I'm going to start with number 1 right now. If you chose reading number 1, then this is the reading for you. And to start off your reading, we're going to be looking into the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, of course, because we're looking for the light. So we're going to start here and we're going to dive into more cards as well. So let's give these a good shuffle and we'll see what information comes through to start off. What area of your life can you use some more light? So for those that chose reading number 1, what would you like them to know, please? All right, this is the one right here. And you have inheritance. Look at this beautiful card. Let you see that here. And then we're going to put this over here in the corner. And let's dive in and see what this means. So this card is Saturn in Scorpio, and so Saturn brings in this energy of ambition, and Scorpio can have like the energy of self-control and even regeneration. The book has like a little description of the card here, and I'll show it to you while I read it here too, which it says, in the distance, among craggy hills behind a lively town is a huge castle, representing the past, tradition, and inheritance. And above this castle here, there's a classic maze that has a unicorn there in the middle at the center. It's a powerful and fierce beast that can only be tamed by a virgin, it says. So I like that little story that comes in here, and the energy that comes with the card. You know, it focuses in on finances and shared property. So I feel like a lot of where you're needing your light does have to do with some finances and the sharing of things in the outside world. The energy that does come with that is there's some perfectionism in there with Saturn. It does take things to extremes. It's known as being, a hard taskmaster. The Saturn energy is like the Devil card or the Shadow card in the tarot, which is it challenges your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around things, and it shakes things up. Because with the Saturn energy kicking in, without all that ambition, we can take on too much, right? Even to the detriment of health. So with this card comes a warning to watch excessive drive, when it comes to finances and with sharing property in the outside world. The 8th house is what, with the Scorpio there is a promise of inheritance. Saturn does, it is the taskmaster, but if you do the task and really look at things, look at your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around finances and shared property, shining that light in that area of your life, you do get rewarded for that. Because if we, struggle so much and try so much to control the outside world, we usually can harbor some deep, brooding resentments when we feel some injustice has happened where we haven't got the reward that we thought that we should have, right? So I like this energy coming in here, just focusing in on that finances and sharing things in the outside world. We, of course, will dive deeper in here. And I do want to go to the Seeker Oracle next, and let's see what more they want to add in here for you. So for those that chose reading 1, what would, okay, they do want this one right here on top here. All right. And let's see what we have. Love your inner child. Yeah, absolutely. And that makes sense here too, because, you know, a lot of what rules our beliefs around finance, around what we feel we're worth and what we deserve, always goes back to our inner child, right? When we're young, we discover or create really, and it's usually our inner child, especially our emotional inner child, is when we're 7 years old and younger. And when we get this realization when we're young, we have to overgive to get a little bit back, right? So our rate of love exchange flows over into our belief around our worth, around abundance. We have these feelings of lack that develop when we do so much to get so little. It's like the rate of love exchange that kicks in. And, we don't know any better as children. We just think, okay, I give 100 love coins and I get 1 love coin back. It seeps down into our subconscious where our inner child is living down there, and it impacts our finances. And so I feel like this feelings of lack, these feelings of deserving very little when we give so much, it runs underneath the surface. Whether we, even in our conscious mind, we can be like, no, I want everyone to give me, equal, if not more than I give. Well, if our unconscious, our subconscious down there, our inner child is controlling the energies, and it is bringing things into our life or pushing things out for us to bring things to light, right? It says we all possess a child aspect, and this part of our psyche is the vulnerable, sensitive, and carefree child who still feels awe and wonderment. The inner child is the source of laughter and play, and the aspect of our psyche that inspires us to jump in puddles and see animal shapes in the clouds. If a child is taught to fear the adult, they become harbor a wounded inner child aspect. This talked about harboring some resentments and some pain, right? As a direct consequence, they could develop a range of maladaptive behaviors in order to cope. They do harm to themselves to avoid remembering. They can grow to become perfectionists, which we talked about, or people pleasers, to whom the words sensitivity, vulnerability, play, and nurturing are anathema. To ask for help is considered a weakness to someone who will only ever show strength. So to work with one's inner child, to be asked to revisit the past, does take courage, especially when it requires looking at our relationship with our family or primary caregivers. Understand this is not about blame, but accepting that a child is not responsible for a parent's actions or behavior. Shame and guilt are not a child's burden to carry. It's time to put that burden down. So this is a card of choice, opportunity, and healing. It is your choice whether you look back to seek answers, but even if you choose not to, it is an opportunity to parent your inner child in a healthy, loving, and nurturing manner. It is also a gentle reminder to make time to laugh and play and see the beauty and magic that exists in the world around you. How perfect is that? So these cards definitely work together here, looking at where your beliefs around finance, and this is where the light really is coming in here about these beliefs that were created when you were younger. So I like that. And then we also have the Secret Language of Light Oracle, since this is all about the light. So let's take a look here and see what else they'd like to add in here for you. Guidance on what you can do with these inner beliefs. Okay, they do want that one there. Let me just grab the book here. And that's what we have. You have the Whispers, card number 12. Beautiful, and we'll put that right here. And let's see what comes in with this one here. So this is tune in to your soul voice. Your mind and your heart are expanding to hear your soul whispers. You are or will soon find it easier to interpret and understand the vibes of your soul through how you feel. Open the door to soul whispers by feeling appreciative. Close the door by feeling judgmental, right? This is what this is talking about. The messages are always there, even if you're not receiving them. So practice feeling soul vibes to clarify your intuition and your psychic senses. Just like we know a dog can hear sounds we can't, your intuition interprets waves and impulses outside of your conscious awareness. And this card is also prompting you to take notice of your dreams. When you are asleep, you cease conscious thought and resistance, making it easier for you to receive soul transmissions. If you embrace the messages that come through your dreams, you will invite more of the same. If you don't like a dream, see it as a sign to shift your focus or change a belief. So this is about, getting into your soul, into the subconscious. Your dreams are where your inner child will communicate too, along with your soul, your posse, your soul posse, your spirit posse of support to help bring things into your awareness. Your inner child will also bring things into the peripherals, into the outer world for you to witness and see things and go, this is the thing that needs to have light brought to it, right? Why do I believe certain things that I do? Or why do I feel like I have a block towards finances, towards abundance in my outside world? Well, this is telling you why it happens there. We're also going to pull here from the Empowering Questions deck here. And let's see what question, all right, or questions, in this case, it looks like you got two, will help you with this journey. Yeah, what gives you great joy? I love that here too. When we're focusing on fears, right? When we're focusing on what we don't have in our life, like what we're missing, if we feel like we're missing abundance and finances in our life, that grows and that expands, and the missingness is what expands though. When we focus in on the positive things like gratitude, joy, like I was talking about here, what we do want to draw into our life, we expand that, and we're very powerful. We draw it in. It's like the Ace of Wands energy in the tarot. Whatever we focus on grows and expands. Like attracts like. So if we focus on missing stuff, then we miss more, right? And it says, is there something I should let go of to be able to move forward? Yes, absolutely. And what is it? What is this belief? A lot of times when we just consciously bring in that subconscious, belief system that we have around that I had to give a lot to someone when I was younger in order to receive a little back. Who was that? Usually parents, or grandparents, they're going to be likely suspects, right? But it could be other things like siblings or other relatives, friends, coaches, teachers, whatever it is. You'll be able to bring that from the unconscious into the conscious, and that helps relieve it. It allows you to have like a little edit button appear that you can click on that allows you to go in and erase those zeros. Instead of 1 to 100, it becomes a 1 to 1. You click save, that goes back into your unconscious, and then you can have this abundance in relationship, in money, in finance, in career, whatever it is that you feel this block is, that helps you move forward. So I like that. And then we're going to pull here from the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, and let's see what else they want you to know here. So what else for those that chose reading number 1? Do we want to know about finance and where can they use light here? All right. So they do want these, this one, and this one here. All right. So we'll start with this one over here, and we do have the Knight of Swords. So all knights have a quest. This knight quest after the Ace of Swords here, which swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. And as we dive, we go to the heavens here with the Ace of Swords and connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, which allows us to see things from a higher perspective, and it's two-edged. It allows us to cut away some old thoughts and old beliefs that no longer serve us. We wanted to feel like, what does it feel like to feel less than and small, and to feel this, lack, these feelings of lack, because we don't get to experience those on the other realm back home. So we come here, and in experiencing what lack feels like, we understand the abundance of what we have back home. But these are fears, these are thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos around finance. And we get to clear those away, but we have a lot of subconscious beliefs that will come to the surface and allow us to cut those away. So I like that. And you do have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is it's emotional stability, which is nice, right? But there is this realization with the Four of Cups around manipulation. And I feel like this is important for looking back over our relationship in the past that created those out of balance exchange rate of love, right? Because the Four of Cups, I call it my manipulation awareness card now, where, three of those cups that are usually in front of someone represent how people used emotions to have us try to do what they wanted us to do. And it's passed down from generation to generation for centuries. It's basically the three steps are, the first step is poor me, which when someone doesn't do what they want them to do, someone will act sad and upset and depressed and even cry. And we're taught, of course, other people's emotions are our responsibility. So we will change things. We will give up and, okay, I'll do what you want to do. Just stop crying, right? I don't want to be responsible for their sadness, right? So they'll do the poor me and the sadness. And so that's the way it starts off. And if that doesn't work on us, then they'll go to depth con 2 or stage 2, which is bullying, which would be yelling and throwing things around and acting angry, raising your voice, and even to the point of, physically harming us to get us to do what they want us to do. And then if that doesn't work, then, the third step is what most humans fear, which is, we're pack animals, we're pack beings, we like our tribe, we don't want to be ostracized out, and we don't want to be rejected. So rejection is the step out of the 3, which is, hanging up, not answering texts, ghosting. If you live with someone, the silent treatment, the cold shoulder, walking out of the room, out of the house, right? And that is designed for us to go, no, wait, come back, we'll do it, we'll do what you want, and if that doesn't work, they'll recycle and start at number 1, which I can't believe you didn't, run after me when I walked out of the house, the poor me, the bullying, the rejection. And so there's this awareness that comes in that this could be where these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets came from, because it felt like punishment. And so there's this awareness that comes in. I like that, because the 4th cup is the chalice, the Holy Grail, which is full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. And it brings in beautiful energy, because that we won't feel manipulated then. We find that love by turning inward and upward, which solves that. It also allows us, the 4 of Cups, which, when we realize how other people are manipulating us through, those emotional responses of poor me, bullying, and rejection, we can kind of see the mirror how we do that possibly, and how we've been taught to do those things too. Freedom comes in here in a lot of ways. It allows us to release resentments that we had against others, and it allows us to change our actions and where we're investing our energy and trying to get people to do what we want them to do, right? And then you have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. And this is a great card to come in here because it is about a change of direction where now with new information, with new awareness, you change where you're investing your energy and how. And so you switch directions, which changes what the results are that are coming in, right? So we talked about, in the beginning here, wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. So this could represent, instead of focusing on what you're lacking and what you feel is missing, you're starting a focus of gratitude for what you do have. And then that starts to expand that, and then the other stuff starts to shrink. And then you have the Nine of Cups. Hey, wish fulfillment comes in. Emotional wish fulfillment especially, but it is a wish fulfillment card. So it is in this direction of, beautiful flow where you have clarity on what you really want. And with this change of direction, it does bring in more of what you're wishing instead of what you're not. Because when we focus on what we fear will leave our life, we repel it out of our life. When we focus on what we fear will come into our life, we draw it in. But when we focus on what we're grateful for and what we do want, then when we really discover truly, what is it that I want to draw into my life, we begin to draw it in powerful ways. So I like this for you. Then your final card is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is emotional power of choice, but it also is about bringing in, significant partnerships, whether it's romantic, business partnerships, friends, family, new best friend, whatever it may be. It can be that, this is a general reading. So for some of you, that is that. But for everyone, it is the power of emotional choice, knowing that every moment is a choice, either of unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. And no one gets to tell you, everyone can tell you what you should feel around a situation, but you are the one that gets to choose. And if you choose to take on someone's opinion around what you should feel, that's up to you, right? But you can change it at any moment too. There's freedom that comes in there, that you're not trapped in the old ways of feeling, old ways of thinking, that you get to choose and you can transform that. So I like this around finances. I just feel as you switch your focus and you really understand where that barrier that was created, that's in your subconscious with your inner child, that it frees things and things just start to flow so much differently in your life than you've had before. So I like this for you, all of you that chose reading number 1. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, there's a couple things you can do. The first thing you can do is give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button. When you do that, it tells me that you're enjoying the content, but it also shows YouTube that you are, and it'll bring more of that similar content to you. The second thing you can do is click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, 2 things happen. 1, you'll be notified right away when I post new videos on this channel. And 2, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. So some great things that come with that. Also, it helps spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, giddy, happy, wants to automatically share these videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, please know I'm ever so grateful for that. And these are general readings, as I mentioned, but if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information with the pricing and how to book a reading are all listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, all of you that chose reading number 1, as you go through this beautiful adventure, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So enjoy your journey. I'm sure we'll be talking soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 2, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off pulling here from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, of course, because we want light, right? And we're going to start here and see what part of your life that we are looking for light to be shown on. So let's take a look here for reading number 2. What would you like them to know? What part of their life could use some light? Okay, none of those. All right. Not all those, right? You're like, yeah, I could use light everywhere, but let's get more specific here. So one card, there we go. And you have isolation. I'll let you see this here. We'll put this over here and we'll see what kind of energy this brings in. So this card brings in the energy of Saturn in Virgo. So Saturn has this ambition type of energy that comes in, and the Virgo has some perfectionism and service energy. The book talks about the little picture here. There's a man who comforts his friend who looks away in despair. And above is a country landscape with trees among the ruins of a monastery. And the old stones crumble away and the trees thrive. So the energy, where you need light here, this is about perfectionism at work. You can have extremes of over perfectionism and have some super criticalness, I guess you could call it. Virgo also deals with health and diet. So it's interesting how it impacts each other, because you can take on too many heavy responsibilities in your employment or in your service to others, which can eventually impact your health because you're overdoing it and sacrificing your health for responsibilities. You can be often found in positions too, where this is where the isolation kind of comes in, where you work alone with sole responsibility for a major project. So you don't have a lot of people to depend on because you are the one in the sole responsibility. This energy of this card can have this shadow energy. This is where the light can shine into the shadow, where you have a devotion to perfection and accuracy in all matters, which can lead you to what it calls a gloomy, austere, depressed outlook that engenders unpopularity and isolation from a more relaxed and less worried company. So the tendency of this energy can drive you so much with perfectionism, and things have to be done a certain way in order to feel safe and, and in control. Whenever this card comes in, it says that it indicates an immediate need to let up on oneself, to take a break from the pressure of work matters that are of one's own making. So lightening up on yourself, and it's like you have a great amount of pressure that you have on yourself because you have such a high bar for yourself. Even the company may not have the bar, that high. And so a lot of the pressure is being brought on by your own fears of needing to perform, right? So we definitely see a clear picture here on where that light can be lightening up on yourself. And if you don't work, like you don't have the specific job, if you're a homemaker or whatever of service, whatever you're doing, you have this high bar set for yourself. We're also going to pull here from the Seeker Oracle and see what else they want you to know around this area here. So what else would you like them to know here? Okay, they do want that one right here. And you have be neutral. Calm the mind. All right, so we'll put this down here. Let's see what message comes in here, which makes sense. I almost feel like it's like this, be average? No! But being neutral, allowing yourself here. So it says, now and again, we find ourselves drawn into a conflict or drama that does not involve us. A friend or a group we are associated with might expect or demand that we choose a side. It can be a difficult situation, but there are times when the only course of action is to remain neutral. You're being asked to remain unaligned and independent. It can be difficult to stop ourselves from being drawn in, especially if others question our loyalty. But acting from a place of neutrality is to take the higher ground. It serves you best to remain grounded and objective and avoid pack mentality behavior. Think for yourself. Act for yourself. You need to choose your own path, especially if you have no personal reason to engage in another person's conflict or are friends with both parties involved. I'm really feeling the energy here that this other person that's drawn you in is your ego. It's your inner child. It's all those supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts that is trying to draw you into maintaining this perfectionism. So that's what our ego is. It's made up of all those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. That high bar that's being set, that's the ruler over that. And they're asking you to be neutral, to step away out of that so that you can see life in a freer way instead of having to have this huge high bar that no one can maintain for very long, if at all. And it says, unless we are attacked directly or standing against true injustice, we can strive to avoid drama, especially if we have a professional reputation to maintain. Stay strong and keep your words and actions gentle. Like, be gentle with yourself, right? Let that go. That falling down of the stone here, I feel like that's the stone wall that's been created that has boxed you in with all of those rules, all that conditioning. It may be necessary to make it clear that you will not tolerate being treated with disrespect. Say what you need to say and then walk away. I feel like, again, this is all happening within your head, within your mind, because it's these thoughts that are accusing you of you're not being who you're supposed to be. It's not so much about the outside world as how you're interpreting in your head the outside world. It says we also live in a society that worships positivity, so many are obsessed with it and have naught but contempt for those who do not see the glass as being half full. But what if you were to see the glass as neither half full nor half empty? Instead of either or, why not see that the glass has water in it and appreciate that the water is there? The reality is that the amount of water in the glass will change from one day to the next. To be neutral is to be fluid and allow yourself to flow from one state to the other without judgment. Value peacefulness and contentment more than the unrealistic and divisive dichotomy of positive and negative. The choice to see the whole from a more neutral-centered place allows you to see things with more clarity and objectivity. Yeah, so that's the freeing yourself from the roles of empty or full, and allow yourself to see things from this neutral place of what is instead of all the judgment. So letting yourself go, freeing yourself is a huge piece of this. We'll also look here at this secret language of light oracle and see what else Creator and Spirit would like you to know here. How you can set yourself free, where you can shine light on these shadows and see them for what they are here. So let me just switch these out. And you have Divine Masculine Energy, card number 32. Very empowering energy there. We'll put that right here. Let's see what this brings for you. So the light that supports desire and inspires action. So everything has its purpose. You will not always understand what the purpose of something is. However, it is someone's creation, and that is to be respected. If you don't like it, let it be the inspiration to create something more aligned with your soul's purpose. Consider all areas of your life and reevaluate any part that may not be working. You can be your own father by respecting your ideas and providing a way for them to manifest. You are a master of your own making, so now is the time to recognize your inner strength and motivation and to be a leader of your thoughts and emotions instead of a follower. Stand your ground, regain your self-respect, pick yourself up and dust yourself off. This is not a time to force against or try to control external forces. This is a time for disciplining the way you focus and what you think about so you can create your dreams. Yeah. Because whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. This very much is like the Ace of Wands energy, which is divine masculine energy, where you're realizing so much of what you've been trying to achieve, all this perfectionism around work and career, has been conditioned rules that other people have given you that you've been trying to maintain, but this is about you letting go. I heard some earlier today about that, enlightenment. I think they said Deepak Chopra is the one who quoted it, but it's like, enlightenment isn't about remembering who you are, it's about cutting away who you aren't. And the conditioning tells you who you were supposed to be, but that's not who you are. You were told all this stuff of who you are growing up, but that's not really who you are. That's who people are telling you who you are. But you're discovering more and more of who you really are, which is the actor behind this character that you've been playing, which is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. So I like that. And then we're also going to pull here from the Empowering Questions deck and just see what questions come up here on what they would like, what questions can help you in clearing this away about freeing yourself and being gentle with yourself here. So here's your question, and it is, what is the worst that could happen if I let go of things that no longer serve me? Yep, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that were poked upon you and forced upon you, they no longer serve you. They've only brought stress. They've only brought, impact to your health, and it's time to set yourself free. So I really like that. We're also going to pull here from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Let's see what else. All right, they do want that one. What else do they have for you here? All right, what else? Okay. I feel like that one's going to be in the middle next to that one. And then I feel like okay, they do want the one from the bottom as well. All right. So let's scooch these over and we'll start with the middle card here, which is the Sun. And what a perfect card to have for shining light. The sun means victory. It means brightness. It is bringing in wonderful, wonderful energy for you. Also, it's Leo energy, which is about the inner child. And there's been this little kind of tint of inner childness here when we talked about being your own parent, being your own father here. And a lot of the conditioning that we have, of course, is our inner child, is our ego, who is the one, I feel like this is what we were talking about, the inner child, the ego, the one who is created these roles because of praise and punishment when we were growing up. We're pack animals. We don't want to feel rejected. And so when we get punished, we create a lot of rules not to be punished again. And we get a little bit of praise. We create a lot of rules around that to continue to get praise. And we hold ourselves to this perfectionism, black or white, all or nothing, which usually is when your little inner child had to do extreme things to try to get noticed, right? So that's where the perfectionism kicks in. You're either getting a lot of praise or you're getting nothing, right? And if that's the way your inner child experienced life, it carried on into everything else in your life as well. So I love the brightness that's coming in. It's shining light in every area of your life, which I think we kind of talked about too when a bunch of cards came flying out. But it's allowing you to get to the root of where this perfectionism is, which releases you, allows you to swim in a world of gray instead of having black or white. I want to go to this one next, which is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is it's usually what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? It's the fruit. But it also has this message that when the fruit starts to grow, you realize it's not what you wanted. And as you have this perfectionism and all this stuff that you get reward, you get, the Saturn energy here is like this extreme amount of go, 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 work, 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 and then we get reward. But when you're getting the reward, what the Seven of Pentacles is telling me is that it's not as fulfilling as you thought it was. And you're like, so I grew an apple tree and I'm eating an apple and all right, but that's not really what your heart wants, what you truly want to do. And there's talk in here about your dream, of realizing your dream. What is your true dream? And as you're letting these things go that no longer serve you, and you're stepping more out of that fear and that perfectionism and releasing yourself, you're seeing that you want to change directions in your life into something that's more in alignment that will bring you that fulfillment. Yeah. Your wish fulfillment, the star card. It's one of the two wish fulfillment cards. What is your wish? If you could wish upon a star to have something come true, once you get out of your mind and into your heart, you're really understanding what is it that I really, really would want. How would I want to express my unconditional love to the world? What would that feel like? What would that look like? And this is this change, this transformation that's happening. As you're unconditioning, it'd be like when you're growing up, you're given a dream of what your dream should be. And then you wake up every day going, oh, God, I got to go live my dream today. Well, that's not your dream. Because when you find your dream, you wake up every day going, so this is this change here. The Seven of Pentacles. I mean, you're getting into your subconscious, you're getting into your heart, your high heart, you're realizing what it is you really want, and then you're making adjustments to go in this different direction. And you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles was kind of what you're realizing here with these other here. Because one of the big things that the Four of Pentacles learns is that when they were trying to define themselves by the outside world, their worth felt very unstable. Because when we define it by relationships or situations or things, all those things are unstable, so we feel unstable. People change, people pass away, people walk away, so relationships are unstable. Situations like education, job, social status, constantly changing, right? And then things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, they deteriorate, they blow up, they burn down, they're stolen, all unstable. Eventually we turn inward and upward, which is where we find the unconditional, eternal love of above, which is very stable. Eternal, never-ending, pretty stable. Unconditional, not one condition, so we can't lose it, very stable. So it transforms how we see things and what we're looking for and where we're investing all this energy and this effort. Because we find the fullness within, and it changes how we see the entire outside world as well. And then your final card here is the Seven of Cups. And here we go again. This reminds me, usually it's about emotional confusion, but I really feel like they're reiterating here. If you could choose a star and pick a star to wish upon, what would it be? What does your heart want? You know, it's like instead of being so restrictive in what it has to be, you're in this kind of freedom that comes. And what is it that I want to do? What is it that would truly make my heart sing here? So I love that. And then your final card for this reading is going to be from these Power Thought cards from Louise Hay. And let's see what their final message here for you is. All right, this is the one here. I am flexible and flowing. Yeah, instead of the restriction and the perfectionness, it's flexibility and flowing. And it says, I am open to new and changing. Every moment presents a wonderful new opportunity to become more of who I am. I flow with life easily and effortlessly. These are like affirmation cards. So if you want to screenshot that and make that your new daily thing you look at here, definitely this fits into what we are talking about here. Instead of being so rigid in what life has to be in perfectionism, you're learning to be flexible and flow with life in something that is more in tune with what you truly want. You got the little wishes on either side, bookending this reading for you here. So I love that. And that is what they have for you. I love this. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, what you can do a couple things. The first thing is you can give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button. And when you do that, that shows me that you are, pleased with these types of videos, and I'll bring more of them. But it also tells YouTube that you also are interested in this type of content, and it will bring more of it to you. The second thing you can do is click that subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option that's available, two things happen. One, you'll get notified right away when I post new videos. And two, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. And in addition to all of that, it also helps spread the Zen love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, like liking and sharing my videos, commenting on my videos, or subscribing to the channel, please know I'm very, very grateful, because that does make YouTube so excited it wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. And these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information and pricing and how to book that is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, all of you that chose reading number 2, as you go throughout this adventure, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. We'll be talking soon, I'm sure. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 3, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to be looking into the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, of course, to bring light in. And this will just be what area of your life that you could use some light. So we'll start here, and we'll, of course, pull more cards. If I can even shuffle. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, there is your card. So it made itself known. It's like, let's just jump ahead here. And you've got bluffing, the bluff. Beautiful card there. Let you see that. Let's see what type of energy comes in for this card for you. So the energy of this card is Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter brings in this energy of gain and, of course, Gemini, mental awareness. It talks about here that this is a Minoan goddess holding 2 butterflies. Or are they really axes? The hands show back and front, as does the professional conjurer performing a sleight of hand trick. So this energy of Jupiter Geminians is about improving life and keeping your mind active and informed. Really, it talks about, that there's a lot of quick wit, and like you have enough information to bluff your way through any situation. And it talks about boosting your experience and your mental awareness through travel or social relationships. And so travel really is really beneficial for this, because it's traveling beyond your physical borders into experiencing different cultures, different ways of looking at things. And ultimately, This card can indicate like a need to throw yourself into an unfamiliar situation or a challenge and use what information you have to, they talk about bluffing your way through the first stage of it, but they kind of reference a brain surgeon has to make the first operation as confidently as if it were their 50th. And so I'm feeling this energy of here of where light can be shown in is allowing yourself to go beyond your regular mental borders and to step out, to be more open-minded, to learn and to grow. And so this could, involve traveling beyond your physical borders, but traveling beyond your mental borders and being open-minded, allowing yourself to step into, allowing yourself to learn and break free of maybe some mental boundaries that you've had before that have been brought to you in the past. So I do like that for you. We'll dive in here more, of course, and we're going to start with the Seeker Oracle here and get more clarity around or advice around how you can, look into bluffing your way. Stepping into the unknown is really what I feel like, allowing yourself that first step. Take that first step into the unknown. And we'll take a look here, and you have a choice to make. Here you go. You do, it's like that first step of allowing yourself to let go of an old way of thinking about things and expanding that, your mind, right? It says, unlike other mammals who are driven by instinct, we humans have the freedom to choose how we live our lives. Our life's journey is governed by choice, even when we choose not to act or someone else appears to make a choice for us. Stare into the flame and ask yourself, who do I want to be? If we were to stop and count how many choices we were faced with during a single day, we would be counting from the moment we wake to the moment we sleep. And with that in mind, ask yourself, how many unconscious choices do you make, and how many are made with intent? Do you use your power wisely? Do you make considered, educated, and empowered choices? The path a seeker walks is paved with choices. Like stepping stones, every choice marks a moment that moved us forward. And every choice we make in the present moves us along our path to our final destination. Multiple options create a forked path and a more complicated decision to make. Every choice you make will change your life in sometimes subtle and imperceptible ways, and other times in life-changing ways. Do you believe that you have the power to steer your life in a direction of your choosing? Understand that to decide that you do not is still a choice. Yes, there will always be moments when another person's choice affects us in an unexpected and unanticipated manner. And in those moments, we can feel powerless. However, while we may not have the power to change our circumstances, we do have a choice in how we react or respond. You have a choice to make. Will you take ownership of that flame, the power to govern your life and determine how you live it? Will you use this power to make choices that will improve your life? I like it. There we go. So going beyond the borders of the way that you have been believing, that we've been taking on all of the supposed to's and the shoulds and the need to's and the have to's from the past. And this is about you stepping forward outside of that. We're also going to pull from the Secret Language of Light Oracle, see what they want to add in here. There's this message of traveling beyond the regular borders that you feel you have, had. In fact, they're reminding me of Lord of the Rings. That's what it is, with the hobbits that never left the Shire. And this is about you leaving the Shire and going and experiencing new ways of living, new ways of looking at your life. If you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, well, what can you say? You get the idea. Yeah, because here you have an awakening coming in here. Card number 2. Yeah, really waking. Look at the flames and the brightness that are coming in here. The light. Here's the light being shown, right? So let's see what else they add in here for you. Wisdom emerges through everyday experience. So you are or about to experience an aha moment. Yeah. This will come as a feeling of deep truth that seemed to have slipped your mind. You have often thought there must be another way to experience and live this life, and you're about to discover it. You are opening your heart and mind to the full, authentic you. Time-honored ways that have worked in the past are no longer bringing you the results you desire and may have become obstacles to your dreams. Beliefs become intermingled with everyday processes and who we think we are. No wonder it can seem hard to let them go. When you rouse from the slumber of conformity, you awaken into the same world, but through the eyes of soul love, you can see beyond fear to the creative possibilities that are everywhere. Relax and enjoy this time. It's your natural evolution. Yeah. So exactly as we've been talking about here, it's moving beyond those borders and moving into something more open, more true to who you are. We're also going to pull from these empowering questions cards here and see what empowering question can help you with this journey. All right, they do want this one right here. Yeah, it's this one right here. All right, let's see what we got here. Yep. What is my gift to the world? This is your dream, really tuning into what are those, how do you uniquely want to express the unconditional love in your heart with the world in your own unique way, not the conformity way, not the way you've been told and taught that you are supposed to and should and need to and have to. This is about extending beyond those borders. We're also going to pull from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And let's see, what else do they have to add here for you? All right, so there's one. What else? Okay, that one and this one. What else? Oh, yeah. This one. And what else? Let me just move these over here. I feel like these two go over here. This one made itself known. We'll make this your middle one. And then what is the final card? All right, and this one right here. I love that you get this Chariot card for the primary card in the middle here, because it's all about the power of choice, which we talked about already here, right? So the Chariot tells us that each and every single moment, we're the ones that choose what story with our mind we apply to the situation. We choose what emotion we want to feel with our heart in a situation, and what energy we want to invest in each moment. So we're the ones that get to decide it. Now, people can make it easier or harder for us to make the choice, but it's a simple choice. Each moment is either of the fears of losing conditional love, which is the boundaries and borders that we have been put in, or those of unconditional love, those that are this awakening that is from the higher place, the higher realms. Each moment is a mental choice of a story of fear or of unconditional love. Each moment is a choice of an emotion of fear or unconditional love. And each moment is an energy of fear or unconditional love. We can use our energy to focus on what we feel is missing and expand the missingness in our life. We can use our energy to focus on what we don't want in our life and make it get bigger. Basically, if we focus on something that is we fear will leave our lives, our energy will repel it away from us. or if we fear something will come in, we draw it to us. That's the power of that energy. But we can also focus on what we're grateful for and have that expand, what we do want to come into our life, and draw that in, focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and that gets to expand. Neither is right, neither is wrong. They just bring us different experiences. And so be gentle with ourselves, but when we realize we are the ones that get to choose, we don't feel like we're on an out-of-control drama train that's about to explode as it flies off the tracks and explodes in a gorge. This allows us to move from feeling like life is happening to us and that life is happening for us, and I get to choose what it means. So very powerful energy coming in here. Yeah, and the Five of Pentacles is this movement of feeling, here's the cage of expectations. Here's those borders we're talking about where we experience lack and feeling abandoned and feeling out in the cold and left behind. But instead, there's this transformation of seeing life in a different way where we realize that every moment we're going to have what we need, and we can trust the Creator. We can trust the spirit world that we're going to have always what we need because life happens for us, not to us. And there's this escape from this cage of worth and how you relate yourself to the outside world there too. And you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, swords here again. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. The Nine of Swords is kind of known as the nightmare or insomnia card. The Nine is the hermit's journey too, where we're turning inward to find our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that have been bringing us these fears that we're almost to the point of exhaustion where we're ready to let go and move forward instead of feeling so trapped. And so again, this freedom that's coming, we're leaving the cage, we're leaving the borders, we're going into places that we haven't thought about before. We're looking at ourselves differently, we're looking at life differently, and we're not seeing it as so restricting as we were before, because we see this ability, this power to choose here. Yeah, and the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is a ton of energy coming back to you. Wands are our drive, our ambition, our passion, our inspiration. And so all the energy we were investing trying to live up to all these borders and maintain the borders, we instead are with bringing it all back into ourself, and we're able to move forward with it. And this energy is like the wind beneath all these umbrellas. It takes us into places that we wouldn't be able to go before because we felt trapped and restricted. So I love this coming in here. The Eight of Wands can also mean our spiritual energy, and the Eight of Wands tells us that we're getting a ton of messages. It's almost like these are turned into satellite dishes where you're picking up a lot of messages from spirit coming in, because they do support you in this journey of freedom, of going on this adventure, not feeling restricted. We came here to feel like, what might it feel like to feel small and powerless and not able to do things? But at some point in our life, we wake up to who we really are, this awakening, and we realize that we are this powerful, expansive being. We experience the conditional right next to the unconditional, the light next to the dark, and we see things so clearly with that contrast. So I like it. Then your last tarot card is the Six of Wands. So more flowing energy here, and this is recognition, being seen, victory, having recognition for what you've done and where you're going and where you're headed to. So more smooth, transformative energy flow that's coming in here. So I really like that. And then your last card for this reading is going to be from the Power Thought cards here from Louise Hay. And let's take a look and see. They want this one right here. Yep. I deserve the best. And it says, and I accept the best now. These are like affirmation cards. And then on the other side, it says, I am mentally and emotionally equipped to enjoy a prosperous and loving life. It's my birthright to deserve all good. I claim my good. Exactly. Perfect. And I'll show you this one again here. I'll put this here. So what a freedom. You are going on this new adventure, getting out of this cage and letting these fears behind, and you're willing to take this first step. Even like it, bluffing is what? Fake it until you make it. But it's like realizing, going, you know what? I do deserve this. I'm going to believe this. I'm going to make this choice, and I'm going to realize that I do make choices every single second, and that I get to choose. You know, if I don't like a choice I made, I can change it 9 seconds later or a second later, you know, but we're not stuck in these fears of losing conditional love. We're not stuck within those borders. You're able to step out, and they're like, go ahead, just take one step. Just go ahead and step out with that confidence, knowing that you are the one that's choosing your thoughts, your emotions, and what energy you're investing. So I like it. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, there's a couple things you can do. First, you can give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button. And that tells me that you're enjoying this content, but it also tells YouTube that you are, and it'll bring more similar content like that to you. Also, the second thing you can do is by clicking the subscribe button, it gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there to the settings, it will give you an option for all, which if you select that, two things happen. You are notified immediately when I post new videos on my channel. And two, you're also notified when I'm going to go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. In addition to all of that, you also help spread the Zen love and help my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like or share a video, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it wants to automatically share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things I mentioned, please know I'm very, very grateful. Also, these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information on how you can book a reading and the pricing is all listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, all of you that chose reading number 3, as you go through this adventure, this freedom as you leave your borders, please know that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing journey. I'm sure we'll be talking soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.